Hi, I'm Uma Mai, and I'm here to help you live freely as your true self. I show up today raw, unfiltered, after a day full of pure release. I attended a workshop called Love Your Age today. I've just spent the most nourishing and connecting day with a group of women coming together with the intention of loving a part of themselves that is sometimes so misunderstood. I know how much I have avoided the experience of anger within myself, having been on the receiving end of other people's anger, which has almost felt like torture at points in my life. I know how it feels to be witness to that uncontrolled, uncontained part of someone else and the damage it can do. And so I've feared anger because of the impact that it had on me. And so when I have even had twinges of anger being acknowledged within me, I've suppressed them, fearing what they could do to others, fearing the outcome of the release of it, which has disconnected me from a part of myself, which after today I feel unbound and unlimited in feeling. It's such a beautiful connection beyond the rage. What I'd love to speak to today is honoring every part of ourselves, honoring everything we're called to express, honoring our freedom in self-expression. Now, don't get me wrong, it's really important that it's done in healthy, contained spaces. This isn't a video saying, yeah, go around and scream at people, tell them how you really feel. Well, it's not really telling them how you feel when you're in a state of rage. It's a dark, conditioned part of your mind maybe expressing something that they don't need to hear. That isn't constructive, that isn't healthy, that isn't loving. But the importance of witnessing each other and holding space for each other and the expression of the release of it, the screaming, the release of that which trapped inside and needs to come out. Today I gave myself permission to release. Today I gave myself permission for every single part of me to come to the surface. And I was very interested to see how entangled sadness and rage are. As everyone started expressing their screams, their anger, their pounding of cushions in the room, what I noticed was that my first go-to response was sadness, was that I didn't like anger and I didn't want to express it. It wasn't comfortable to be in. Then I realized I had this space, I had this time to be with it. And so I leant into the sadness and whatever that would lead me to, followed the golden thread of that emotion. The sadness turned into a wail, the wailing turned into a scream, the screaming turned into a roar, the roars didn't stop, the wailing didn't stop. And we were all expressing it together in this container where it was just so safe and non-judgmental. Whilst there might have been stories attached to that We weren't telling the stories, we weren't reliving the stories, we were just exhaling the response to what we were carrying from what we'd experienced. And I started the journey today. One of my intentions was to connect with what was on the other side of anger, to connect with what it was really about, connect with what this wild rage was really trying to protect me from. And over the course of the day with these women and what we were expressing and sharing together, I went from feeling like an individual to feeling a full part of a collective. I went from feeling separate to feeling whole. Because what the anger was trying to protect me from was the fear of allowing all parts of myself to be seen by other people, the fear of judgment, the fear of response, the fear of rejection, of isolation from expressing those emotions. When actually the expression of the anger and what was really behind it, the expression of the deep sadness, being in a room, being witnessed by others in that wail, that exhale, that roar, left me feeling like I was part of a community. I was collected into a collective. And when we ended the day with a sound bath, all of us lying on our mats, it took me back to this vision of the beginning of humanity and how we all used to sleep together, all under one roof. We would commune, we would co-regulate, we were all one. I can't remember the last time I slept in the same bed as another human, and I haven't missed it, but today it really made me miss it. It made me want to go to bed tonight in a room full of other people. It took me back to a time when I had stayed in New Zealand and we'd all slept in this communal tribal house together. I can't remember what it was called, but I remember having the greatest night's sleep I'd had in so long. And I really feel that all this journey that I'm doing and anyone who's probably watching this is longing for is a call to come back to community, a call to come back to each other. I think a lot of the spiritual journey can end up taking us away. I know for me, a lot of it was in silence, in ashrams, in monasteries, separate from sort of day-to-day life. And yes, that has connected me to what I would call God and given me the most profound experiences of being alive. I know that that is not happened for me to experience that in silo. I know that that is a window to a portal that can be accessed in greater measure together. I lived with rainbow community for a while, and we used to, all go to bed together in these same little shepherd's huts, and I slept with, my sister above me in a hammock and me below, and wake up together and go to bed together. And there's a big call for us to move back to that. for us to stop celebrating our separateness, to stop celebrating self-care as large amounts of alone time. Yes, maybe you do need it. There are definitely points when to connect to yourself and to hear yourself the loudest and hear yourself most clearly, it is needed. But it is needed to happen so that you can come back to what being human is really about. And what being human is really about is coming together in community, is expressing safely all parts of ourselves, to be held and nourished by each other, to not have to do it alone. We're not supposed to do everything alone. It was never our nature. We're not supposed to fulfill all roles. We just need to be true to our nature, true to who we truly are. And when we allow all those unique stories, unique individual parts of ourselves to be seen, what do we find? We find that universal core that is connected to everything, that is connected to everyone. This portal of the heart that we all long and yearn for, the exact same things. This need to feel safe, this need to feel loved, this need to belong. And yes, don't get me wrong, belonging with yourself is so important. Feeling safe with yourself is so important. And being loved by yourself, yes, yes, yes. But we do that as a means to then share that with others. To take what we find individually, to share it collectively. So I ask you today, what is it that you need to release? And is there a way that you can safely express it with someone else? Try it out and see the depth of connection that's on the other side. Let your voice be heard. Let yourself be held in something that you would normally want to go and hide away from everyone with. Trust that actually the depth of connection is the place you feel most vulnerable sharing from. And you will only realize this through allowing yourself to experience it. So I invite you to give yourself permission to trust that all of you is welcome. Listen within, and the first name of someone else that arises, choose them to be a witness to it. You can just open with something like, do you mind me sharing something really personal to me? I want to share it with you because you matter to me, and I want to allow you to see this part of me. Are you willing to hold space for me? The place that we feel most vulnerable sharing from is our point of deepest connection. As humans, our nature is to want to be part of community. Allow yourself to find community in those spaces that you feel most vulnerable, in that pure connection. That ancestral, primal place that has always been within you. This is a remembering, a coming home to yourself. Sending you so much love and gratitude for being here today. All of you is welcome. Namaste.